Alright people, so I got another requested video, and I always say if you want to request a video, leave it in the comments or hit me up on Twitter at WWE Heel Punk. If you want to request a video, and I will probably do that video as long as it isn't too retarded of a topic. Um, and by the way, I was requested, the name of the video was requested to do top 10 matches of the PG era. I have not been watching the whole PG era. I've said this before in my videos. I started watching around Survivor Series of 2011 and have watched consistently from there on. And my understanding of a good match, like I didn't start getting the concept of heels and faces and the storyline aspect and how big of an online community there was of wrestling fans. I didn't get that aspect until I don't know, like a year into watching wrestling. It was when I first really got a Twitter. I think I got a Twitter, about a year after I started watching, and then I got the YouTube page, after that, and it's really expanded into, me making videos, a lot of videos now on a weekly basis. But yeah, so my understanding of a good match didn't really develop until, I would say, end of 2012, 2013, early 2013. So this list is going to be a very, a smaller part of the PG era. I apologize, but I just cannot put videos in this list that I, didn't watch or did not have a good understanding of what a good match was while I was watching those matches. Alright, people? So anyway, to the list. And by the way, it's, sometimes hard to rank these, but I did rank them. Like the last four, especially on this list, the top four were hard to rank for me, but we'll get it started off with number 10 with the WrestleMania 30 main event between Batista, Orton, and Bryan. Not that great a wrestling match, but I had that cool spot where Batista powerbombed Bryan, and then Orton RKO'd him through the table. That's still a very memorable spot. But the main part about it was Bryan winning the belt and just celebrating, which was one of the most awesome moments I think in this year that I've seen in wrestling. Probably that would be my number one moment. If you were to ask me what's my top moment of this year, probably be Bryan winning the belt at Mania, or that would at least be in my top three probably. Yeah, just not that great a wrestling match, but a very awesome moment with Bryan winning the belt there. Number 9, Triple H and Daniel Bryan from WrestleMania 30. This one was also this one was a very good match here, surprisingly too. I didn't think Triple H had it in him to put on a very good match, but he did. He contributed well to the match, and so did Bryan, and it turned out to be a very good match. Number 8, Cena versus Bryan from SummerSlam of 2013. Like I said, Cena was injured, wrestling with an injured with a torn triceps or something, which I call bullshit. I don't think he was. I think it might have been, might have had a problem with his tricep, but I don't think it was a torn tricep. I think it might have been a minor injury, because remember when he showed that bubble on his elbow? I said this before in one of my videos, I believe. My friend plays hockey, and he got the same injury on his elbow, and he was back playing within he wasn't even out for a month. It was like a week, or he was a very short amount of time, I believe. He didn't have a torn triceps. He didn't even get any cast or anything. So the bump doesn't really prove anything to me. And I saw an article on Bleacher Report from a doctor or something, or at least he claimed he was one, saying, no, I don't think this is a torn triceps. So I highly doubt that Cena had a torn triceps, but still, it was still a very good match, very good wrestling, and seeing Bryan win the belt, it deceived you into thinking he was actually going to be champion. And then Orton came down, of course, and cashed in, which just ruined it all. So from the point, from the start of the match to Brian winning the belt, that was very good. And what happened after that though was shitty. But I want to incorporate what happened after that into the actual match itself, because the match itself was very good. It had nothing to do with what happened after it. I'm not going to take credit away from them because they did put on some very good wrestling that night. Number 7, I'm sure many people didn't see this match, but Antonio Cesaro versus William Regal from NXT. I believe it was the last episode of 2013 for NXT, or the second to last, something like that. Just a very good match here. Very good technical wrestling. Just, you gotta go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. It's like 15 or 20 minutes long. It's I think I called it a great match in my NXT review. I made a review on it, and it was one of the better matches definitely in WWE that I have seen. Number 6, Cena and Cesaro from Raw. Not the most recent one that we saw, but the one before that I thought was better than the one that we saw a few weeks ago. But even the one we saw a few weeks ago was still a very good match. I think I called the one that was a few months ago a great match. They put on a very phenomenal match. It was very entertaining, very good. And if you notice, a lot of these matches have Cena in them. I've said before, Cena can wrestle a good match. He could wrestle a great match, actually, if he gets the right opponent. I'm not saying Cena sucks, because he needs a great opponent to wrestle a great match. He can be a good wrestler if he's given the right amount of time. And I think part of the reason has to do with WWE's holding other wrestlers back to make Cena look like he's great, and not holding Cena back. But Cena can still put on a good match. But yeah, Cena and Cesaro, I thought that was a very entertaining match. Number 5, Cena and Bray Wyatt from their Last Man Standing match. I believe that was at, I forgot the name of the pay-per-view. But the Last Man Standing match was even though Cena won, which I didn't like, it was still a very entertaining match. A lot of good spots. He had the table spot off the top rope from the Wyatt family, suplexing the Uso. The ending was sort of pretty cool with the AA into the crate or whatever that was. I remember you had Cena throwing the steel steps at Bray Wyatt. That was a cool moment. And yeah, just a very entertaining match there, I thought. Number 4, The Shield versus the Wyatts from Elimination Chamber. Another great match here. Just a clash of the Titans. I think they should have saved it for WrestleMania, but it was still a very good match. You had two powerful teams, two teams with a lot of talent, and WWE just clashing, and it works very well. They put on a great match, a classic. So I loved that match. I was very pumped for it. Two teams, and they were both heels at the time, which I thought made it even cooler. I loved it. I loved the feud. I loved the match. Number 3, Punk and Cena. I'm talking about the one from Raw of 2013. Just a very entertaining match here. You had pile drivers. You had just very good wrestling, I remember. And you know what match I forgot to put on here? I meant to put it on here, but Punk and Taker. Damn it. I meant to put that on here, but I forgot to put it on here. I can't believe I forgot to put Punk and Taker on the list. I believe I was thinking of that. I just forgot, but that would probably be in my top 3, Punk and Taker. But I guess it's a top 11 now. But whatever. That Punk and Taker would also be in there. Punk and Taker. You had that table spot where the table didn't break. You had just very good wrestling there, and I enjoyed that match. But sorry, I forgot to put it in there. A little bit of a botch there for me. But yeah, Punk and Cena was a very phenomenal match from Raw. And even their match at SummerSlam of 2011, I thought that was a better. I watched the one from SummerSlam of 2011 and the one from Money in the Bank. Wrestling wise, I thought the one from SummerSlam, I believe it was actually, I thought it was better. than the one from Money in the Bank, just wrestling quality wise. Number 2, Lesnar and Punk from SummerSlam of 2014 or 2013. Again, you know, just a great match here. You know, you had Lesnar, the big guy, Punk, the small guy, and they both put on a great match. Very entertaining here. So you know, that was one of my top favorite matches out there, and I was looking forward to that feud for a long time too. Because Lesnar and Punk are two of my favorite top guys, and they still are, even though Punk's not even in the company anymore. And the last one is Sami Zayn versus Antonio Cesaro from what was that, Takeover, I believe it was. Not the 2 out of 3 Falls match, but the regular one. Just a great fucking match there. Probably a 5-star match. Great wrestling, and you know, the reason I'm ranking it number 1 is because I believe that's the best wrestling quality match I've ever watched in WWE, so that's why I'm putting it at number 1. Not necessarily has the best story behind it, like Punk and Taker had a good story behind it. I mean, they were both legends, Taker's the streak and everything. But this one was I thought the best wrestling match I've seen out of all the matches that I've watched. Just phenomenal fucking wrestling. It was just a great fucking match. And yeah, a 5-star match, you know. Just a great match. I enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it yet, because I know some people might not watch NXT, you have to fucking check that out. That'll be well worth your time watching that match. Just a pure classic match right there. So there you go, people. There's your top 10 matches of the PG era.